Welcome back. Reporters are, or at least should be, readers. So what are my panelists reading? Francesca Chambers, what's on your bedside table?
Okay, Hugh, you know, going through a Dwight Eisenhower phase. He's from Kansas, I'm from Kansas. Okay, so I'm reading Days of Shame right now, which is not specifically about him. It's actually about the Army McCarthy hearings. We all know about the rise of McCarthy, but this is about the downfall of McCarthy. And it has a really interesting tie to the current president. Remember Roy Cohn?
You bet.
Tons of him in this book, and he goes on to represent President Trump. So the start of that relationship you can also hear a little bit about here.
Excellent choice. Tim, Alberta?
I am reading, just got done reading, a book called When Breath Becomes Air. It's written by a man named Paul Kalanithi. It's a memoir, and he was one of America's most promising young neuroscientists / neurosurgeons at Stanford University, an absolute rising star in that field. And he found out that he had terminal stage 4 cancer, had a very short time to live, so he decided to spend the rest of his time continuing his work as a neurosurgeon, starting a family, had a little girl, and writing a book about his life experiences and really examining the meaning of life. And an absolutely heartbreaking but inspiring book that everybody should read.
Courtney?
I am reading The First and Last Thanksgiving, which is a very quick read. I admit it, I read it on the train on the way to New York yesterday. It's about a Thanksgiving that was meant to be just a quiet little, casual day, and then a bunch of elderly relatives show up and it turns into mass chaos.
And it's by?
By my mother, I admit it, my mom, Diane Kube. She's a wonderful writer and a wonderful mom. But it also has a really sentimental undertone about Alzheimer's and people who are in the twilight of their lives, who've led these amazing and interesting and fascinating lives, and sort of coping with that as a family.
30 seconds, Josh.
I'm reading The World Without Mind, The Existential Threat of Big Tech by former New Republic editor-in-chief Frank Foer. Given all the news of this week, the threat that he really makes a strong argument that Silicon Valley is posing a long-term threat to American society. And bringing it to politics. A lot of these Silicon Valley companies don't think of themselves as American companies. They think, we talk about Trump, it's globalist versus nationalist all over again. And they're totally deaf to a lot of the issues.
Everything as Scalia speaks for me. Everyone, thank you. Francesca, Tim, Courtney, and Josh. I will be back next week. Keep the conversation going on MSNBC.com/Hugh Hewitt. See you next week on Saturday morning, right here on MSNBC.